Hi there, this is Jerry with Jerry English. A lot of people wonder, myself included, on how people can, especially Korean people, can learn English very well and very proficient in a timely manner so that they can master the language as soon as possible. So there's probably a lot of different reasons why Korean people can't master English. I think everybody pretty much knows in Korea why that is the case. I've been doing this for about 4 years or so, being in this English education field, and based on my observation from what I can see from my students and basically what's going around in the nation, is that obviously there isn't enough time and effort putting into people being able to actually listen to English and to speak it. There just isn't enough time devoted to it, whether in school or in English academy. Basically, that is one of the main problems. Basically, English is taught in Korea not as a way of communication, but more of a way to score and judge people, and so that they can get into a better school or to a better job. So ultimately, the problem is the English is not being taught so that people can actually communicate. It's more of a memorization. So that is the fundamental reason why Korean people probably can't hear or to be able to speak English. But I think more fundamentally, just based on my experience over the last 4 years, is that and this is something that people probably don't want to hear, but I think it's something that needs to be spoken and people need to actually recognize. And that is that from the students that I've had, especially after college, young adults or adults that are in Korea, I think the biggest problem is essentially there is no consistency and there is no discipline with the students. Meaning, in order to be able to listen and hear and speak the English language, there needs to be a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, which may seem very dull and boring, but is a necessary process. Now, most of the students that I've had the pleasure of being with, being a mentor, a teacher, or whatever, is that there isn't just a lot of students that actually do the homework or do what is necessary to master English, to be able to open your ears and to be able to listen and to be able to speak and not make any grammar mistakes and what have you. There are so many different aspects of learning the language that all the components of learning the language is something that people need to be practicing, but that just is not done in a consistent manner. A lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but there are some Korean people that look for shortcuts, but unfortunately there is no shortcut. There needs to be a lot of hard work and repetition and just putting in the time and hours in order for this to work. And I think Korean people, and this is a problem with people in this modern era, is that people want quick result, but they don't want to put in the effort. people that, I would refer to them as snowflakes, meaning, if there's pressure or there's, things that get in their way, obstacles, people just, kind of give up. They just don't have that type of discipline or commitment to, make the English language work. There are a lot of different good programs that are out there, on YouTube, Speaking Max, Shiwon School or whatever. There's like, so many different programs that are out there. And, maybe one is better than the other or whatever, but bottom line is, even with those type of programs, people just don't put in enough efforts to actually get anything done. Those programs by itself, it's not very, strong, but at least if you commit to it, there are some things that you're gonna gain from it. Either a lot of vocabulary or a lot of grammar or whatever, or watching the YouTube videos, and you'll be able to, if you can do it consistently, your ears will open up, and etc. So just being focused and being able to do it consistently, your English should be increasing in some area, in some capacity, and that just doesn't happen with a lot of the people that are out there. So in order to master English, what people really need is they need a new set of attitude that's very, very strong, and also relentless commitment. Meaning, if you're committed to studying 1 hour every day during the weekdays, that's what you need to commit yourself to. If there's like your friends want to go partying or drinking or or whatever, you have to stay and do what is necessary. I mean, you have to pay the price, and that's what I don't see with most of the students that I've had the experience of being with. That's what I noticed. But the ones that do excel, and their English is improved dramatically, those are the type of people that are very committed, and they're just a hard worker in every other aspect of their life. That's what I've kind of observed. So if you're a flake, and if you're not somebody that's very well disciplined in your own personal life or in your career, you're probably not going to do very well in learning the English. If you just take it very, very lightly and think of it as like a hobby, that just doesn't work from the people that I have observed. So with this new year, we're in January 2022. Before people start asking, what is the better English program, or who's the better teacher or whatever, I think you really need to examine and look at yourself, and how important is English in my life, and what's the priority that you have for it. I think if you have a very high priority, and if it means a lot to you, then you're going to do the things that are necessary to improve your English skill. But if you don't have that strong commitment and will, then there's different things that are gonna be coming into your life where it will distract you. So this particular year, for those of you that really want to learn English, I really think you need to examine yourself very deeply and see if this is really what you want to do. I think you need to have that right mindset before you can actually get anything done. So get that done, check yourself out first and see how committed you are, and then you should probably look for like different ways of learning that probably match your schedule, your personality, and and your level of English. So that is what I would recommend that you guys do first, and then once that is set up, I think you'll be able to have a much more productive English learning experience. So I wish all of you a very successful year in your life, and that your English level will go up to a certain degree. I wish you all of the best, and that is my New Year message for all the wannabe English learners. So thank you, and Happy New Year to everybody.